Well, Sexual, Domestic and Family Violence Recovery Service Full Stop Australia is marking 50 years of service. In 1974, it was known as the Sydney Rape Crisis Centre and was operating out of a room at the Women's Liberation House. Joining us live is Full Stop Australia Director of Clinical and Client Services, Tara Hunter. Tara, thanks for your time. Look, thankfully, our awareness of this sort of abuse and the resources available to support victims has come a very long way in 50 years, but I assume there's still plenty more that can be done.
Absolutely. We have seen lots and lots of change over the past 50 years, but we still see, unfortunately, increasing rates of reporting of sexual assault, domestic and family violence. And we know that lots of people still don't come forward for support, even into services like ours. So, yeah, we still have lots of work to do.
And in terms of those people who do come forward for support, what sort of numbers are we talking about here in terms of, for example, how many trauma specialist counselling sessions that you would provide every day?
So in the last year, we provided over 15,000 trauma specialist counselling sessions, and we run a number of telephone and online counselling services and a small amount of face-to-face services. It's a pretty steady rate, if not increase in demand over time. So yeah, that's our demand, and we're just one of many services across both New South Wales and Australia.
And when you talk about that increase in demand, what do the stats tell us about just how widespread this problem is in Australia?
So we know that 1 in 4 women will experience some form of intimate partner violence from the age of 15. When we look at rates of sexual assault last year, we saw a 31% increase in reported sexual assaults. We see the rates of reported domestic violence incidents also increasing. So they're two crimes that are going up while many are going down. So, we have a really high prevalence rate of gender-based violence across our community.
Yeah, and you use the word of reported cases, and that's really important, isn't it? Because perhaps it suggests that women are more likely to report this now, that there is that awareness out there now in the community, and that many women are taking a different view than they might have 50 years ago when your service first started.
Yeah, I mean, we are creating a much better pathway and a much safer pathway for people to come forward. And, I'm always a real supporter of choice, and not everyone wants to make a report to the police, but we certainly have to create better systems and better justice systems and responses to create some accountability for the people that are causing the harm. So we have certainly had, when we see an increased number of reports, that's because we've got better response systems. But that's not to say that there's not still increasing rates of violence. And we see, like in this year, and we're not even at the end of the calendar year, but we've seen over 60 women who have been impacted who have died at the form of harm from someone they know, either a partner or a family member. And, that's just not acceptable. And certainly a higher rate than there was last year.
More than 60 women. Tara Hunter, really appreciate you joining us. Thanks for making the time.
Okay, thank you.